Samagara Shiksha Abhiyan funds were denied to 5 opposition ruled states: Tamil Nadu, Kerala, West Bengal, Punjab and Delhi over various points of time. Now, Samagara Shiksha Abhiyan is not a new scheme. This program combines 3 older schemes you might have heard of before: Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan, Rashtriya Madhyamik Shiksha Abhiyan and Teacher Education. So, what exactly is this program all about? Well, it's a big all-encompassing initiative for the entire school education sector. The main goal: to make schools more effective across the country, helping improve the quality of education for students everywhere. So why exactly did the center deny the funds? Could the denial of funds be because these states aren't meeting the policy's goals? And what was the big disagreement between the center and the states in this case? In this video, we try to answer these questions. Welcome to another episode of The Data Point. The funds under Samagara Shiksha cover various basic needs such as teacher salaries, school infrastructure, uniforms, and fees of students enrolled under Right to Education. So, the center delaying or denying these funds has a huge impact on students and teachers. Moreover, the states are left in a tough spot, having to shoulder the burden if they don't want to compromise on something as vital as education. So, how much funds did the center withheld? At various points in time, the following amounts were delayed for these states: Punjab 500 crore, West Bengal 1000 crore, Delhi 330 crore, Kerala 168 crore, and for Tamil Nadu at least 543 crore. Why did the center delay these funds? Now, this funding tussle isn't actually about Samagara Shiksha Abhiyan, but the implementation of the PM Shri scheme. This new scheme aims to develop over 14,500 model schools that offer leadership to other schools. The main goal of that scheme is to bring the National Education Policy 2020 to life. Some states like Kerala and Punjab were hesitant to implement PM Shri. In a few cases, like Tamil Nadu, they were reluctant to fully accept the National Education Policy. But because of the financial strain and keeping students and teachers' welfare in mind, states such as Kerala and Punjab eventually gave in, and it looks like Delhi might also follow. So how are these states that have been denied funds performed when it comes to the goals that Samagara Shiksha is aiming to achieve? Let's take 5 major objectives of the scheme and compare how the states have performed in them. The scheme views a school as a continuous journey, starting from preschool and going all the way up to senior secondary levels. The vision here is to provide inclusive, equitable, and high-quality education for every student from the very beginning to the end of their school life. To really understand if education is truly inclusive and equitable, we need to look at a basic measure: how many children in different age groups are actually attending the level of schooling they are supposed to be at. In this graph, you can see the percentage of children in different age groups attending the appropriate levels of school. For example, it shows how many 6 to 10-year-olds are in primary school, 11 to 13-year-olds are in upper primary, 14 to 15-year-olds are in secondary school, and 16 to 17-year-olds are in higher secondary. Every dot represents a state. The blue dots represent the top 11 best performing states, while the pink dots refer to those in the bottom half. As you can see, Kerala is leading in every parameter. Tamil Nadu and Delhi are also among the best performing states in all parameters. Punjab and West Bengal missed out the top 11 list by a small margin in some of them. In these measures, the least performing states are Gujarat, Uttar Pradesh and Bihar. Now, let's move to another objective of the SSA, bridging social and gender gaps. We are looking at the same data, but specifically for girls. It gives us a clearer picture of how well girls are progressing through the different levels of schooling. We see that Kerala is leading here as well. States like Tamil Nadu, West Bengal and Delhi are among the top 11 states for all levels, except Punjab, which misses out the higher secondary list by a small margin. Here too, the least performing states were Gujarat, Odisha and Bihar. Now, let's dive into how well these states are performing when it comes to bridging social gaps. To get a clearer picture, we'll be looking at 4 parameters. This will help us see how inclusive the education system is across different social groups. When we look at the data, all 4 states, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, West Bengal and Delhi are doing pretty well. They are consistently among the top 11 across all measures, with at least 80% of children from each social group attending school. The least performing states in these parameters are Madhya Pradesh, Bihar, Uttar Pradesh and Haryana. Moving on, let's focus on the next objective emphasized by Samagra Shiksha Abhiyan, the availability of basic provisions in schools. The charts below show the availability of functional toilets, electricity, basic internet, library and a playground. Except for Delhi in toilet facilities and West Bengal in other amenities, Kerala, Tamil Nadu and Punjab are among the top 11 performing states. The worst performing states are Madhya Pradesh, Jammu and Kashmir, Bihar and Assam. The comparisons can go on and on. The trend holds good for other objectives of the schemes such as teacher training and the share of schools with occasional courses as well. But the picture is clear. The centre's decision to withhold funds has more to do with the acceptance of PM Shri and the national education policy and less to do with the goals of Samagra Shiksha Abhiyan. Thank you for watching this video, and for more such videos, subscribe to The Hindu.